friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Dee. I am the creator of this channel. I am a Saint Beauty artist and I am also a DIY lash enthusiast, as you can see here. Please don't look at my nails. I took them all off last night because I am a nervous Nelly and just pick, and now my hands are freaking killing me. But anyways, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about my AM skin or anti-aging skincare routine. So I get a lot of comments and DMs on my Instagram about how pretty my face looks. I do a lot of videos or posts without any makeup on so that you can kind of see, especially doing a before and after with the Saint makeup, how well the makeup works. But I wanted to do this video because to me, skincare is the utmost first important thing that you have to do. If you do not have good skincare regimen, if you do not have good skin, then you're gonna constantly be behind the 8 ball of trying to find makeup that covers up certain things. So I firmly believe in a strong makeup routine or a skincare routine. That way you don't have to wear less makeup. To me, I don't wanna look like a cake face. I don't wanna have to pile on a whole bunch of products, and I don't wanna have to cover up a whole bunch of stuff. So I take certain steps in my skincare regimen to help with that. Now, you can see, well, that little guy, that's from allergies. Thank you, Texas. But I have, for the most part, just unevenness on my skin, just kind of different splotchiness. I have freckles, but they're not like cute little dots. They're more like patches. So just kind of evening that out, and I do have a lot of redness. I also, as you can see here, have very, very extreme dryness. So my skincare regimen is kind of geared towards that. I think a lot of my redness comes from the fact that I am dry. And then plus it's always harder to put on makeup when you have like dry flakes and you're trying to put the makeup on and the flakes, just gets caught in the flakes. That's what we have working with. I'm gonna kind of go through what I do and kind of talk through some of the products. So let's get into it. The first thing I always do, and it's not a must-have step, but this is a Ultra Repair Wild Oat Hydrating Toner from First Aid Beauty. When I first get out of the shower, which I haven't done now because I was setting up for this video, but as soon as I get out of the shower, when my face is a little damp, I will put this on. And the reason for it is when I get out of the shower, we have such hard water here in Texas that even though I don't wash my face in the morning, I don't use any cleansers or anything like that, as soon as I get out of the shower, my face feels stripped because of the hard water. So what I like to do is go in immediately with the toner. Like I'm still butt naked putting on toner because I don't like that feeling on my skin of it being like that, like everything being sucked out. So I go in immediately with the toner. If you're somebody who's not uber dry like me, then I think toner to me is not a necessary step, but I just like it because I'm super dry when I get out of the shower. It makes my face feel moisturized and it helps with it. And because it's wild oat, it also helps with the redness because I am very sensitive. It soothes and nourishes, it's alcohol free, it's safe for sensitive skin. I love First Aid Beauty. I don't have enough of their products in my collection because I do use a lot of Mary Kay products, but I definitely would recommend this brand as far as sensitive skin. It's a brand that my 12-year-old daughter, she actually has several things in here because that's how much I trust them. I think they're awesome. So the next thing I do after that is while that's kind of going in, I will go in with my serum. So this is where you can go in. Like I also have a hydrating serum, which I don't actually like, so I'm not using it, but I like to go in with vitamin C. This is the vitamin C plus peptide. This is from OLAY. I just started using this and I actually really, really like it. It's supposed to be brightening. Vitamin C is supposed to help generate collagen. And this is where I do it. I find that when I don't use vitamin C, my face looks very dull. Not that it helps with any like discoloration or anything like that I've noticed, but I just find that my skin itself is very flat and dull. I feel like with the vitamin C, it makes it look bright, but it also makes it, I don't want to say shiny, but kind of have this dimension to it. I know I'm doing a sucky job of explaining that, but that's what I like. And this is affordable. I think it was like $24. I went on Ultra's website. I went through all the most like highly rated ones, most reviews and all that stuff. And you can pay a pretty penny. As you probably know from skincare, you can pay a pretty penny on anything. And I was looking for something a little bit more affordable. And this bad boy, I felt like got really, really good reviews. A lot of people reviewed it, a lot of stars. I think it was like 4.5 stars. I'll put everything, maybe I'll put it up on the right here. But it got really good reviews, a lot of stars, and it was affordable. So it was kind of like check, 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 gotta get it. So next I go in with my eye cream. So I've been using the Mary Kay TIMEWISE Firming Eye Cream. I absolutely love this stuff. I've talked about it in some of my videos. I talked about it in some of my best products. I absolutely love it. And the reason why I love it is the pumping mechanism. I prefer to have a pumper for eye cream than like a jar to get out. I love the benefit, it's potent eye cream, but you have to kind of dig into it. And I feel like I use a lot more product and it's not as sanitary as, even though my hands are relatively clean, I'm still touching my phone, I'm touching all this stuff. So it's just not as bad, or it's not as clean. But with this, what I like about it is you can get out little or you can get out a lot. And it's just has that perfect little pumping mechanism, and you pump out what you need. And then it just goes like this, perfect, great. Now, what I do, I put way too much on. I usually go in about this much, and I dab it between my fingers, and I'm just going in, and I'm just tapping it in. I love this for the morning time because it's thick, which sounds contradictory to what you want when you're putting on makeup, but it goes in really, really quickly. It kind of absorbs into the skin. But what I find is it acts somewhat like a primer. It will help my eye makeup or my concealer go on a lot better. It kind of hydrates that area so I don't have it kind of going into my creases. I just really, really like it. And even now, right now, I can already feel it absorb into my skin, but I feel like it works really, really well with my creamers, my concealers, and it just plumps up that area, it hydrates up that area, and it makes it look a little bit more vibrant and acts like an under eye primer. I've used under eye primers in the past and I've really, really liked them, but since using this, I'm like, why would I? This does exactly what I need it to do as an under eye primer, and I don't have to add another product. So really, really like this. I also like it because I feel like it does kind of firm up that area. It does a good job of kind of filling in the fine lines. It's not going to reverse anything, I don't feel like, but it just kind of plumps up that area so it looks more vibrant, you look more alive, you look younger, and then it creates a perfect canvas for you to go in with your concealer. So I like this. When I do my PM, you'll see what I use. I'm extra, but this is one that I'd probably say if you were looking for this one or they have the TIMEWISE Repair one, which one would I choose? I would recommend this one because I feel like it's great in the morning. It works really, really well with your makeup, but then also at night it's thick and it kind of goes in, and it's just a great eye cream all around. So this is the one that I would recommend if you're not extra like me. So next I go in, this is something that I have been doing it for a couple months, but this hasn't been something in my routine that I've been doing for a long time. But this is the DERMALOGICA Neck Fit Contour Serum skincare workout 2 times a day, which sounds kind of funny, but it is specially formulated for your neck. Now, as you can see here, I have really bad tech lines or necklace lines, whatever you want to call them. I have had them a whole life. I remember being in my early 20s, going and get a facial, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And the esthetician was like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to get filler. And that was, 18 years ago? So they have progressively gotten worse. I have been doing, trying to keep it where it's not getting worse, but I do at this point need a little bit, I need, the big guns coming in, and nothing in a skincare regimen is going to fix it. But what I like about this is I actually notice a difference, not necessarily in the depth or how deep the lines are, but when I first started using this, I started noticing that especially right here, this little piece was kind of getting crepey. Like I noticed texture in it. I noticed it kind of, so bad talking about it, I'm so embarrassed. But like it started to age and I started to see crepiness. I started seeing it droop down, and just the whole elasticity of my neck, I could tell that there was a difference. Now when I touch it, I feel like there is that elasticity. It does feel younger. It doesn't feel super crepey. And if you are starting to notice those signs, like when you go to feel your neck and you feel like that lack of I don't know, like I'm starting to notice that on my forearms and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not as plump as it used to be. So this actually does really help. But what you do is you turn it around like this. It's got this cooling little thing right here. I have to really pump it out because I'm like literally at the end. You can see here, maybe. Told you I use this stuff. Time for another one. Okay, so you can see there. And so then what I do is I just go in and just put it on my neck. I go up over here and you can see there's a line that's starting right there. I don't know if you can see. I've noticed that since using this, it has helped with that line. Just kind of, I don't know, it tightens the skin and I feel like it helps with elasticity. Now, is this a forever product? Like I put it on here and then it's going to keep the results? No, there's something in it. It's almost like, I remember there used to be, then you turn it off like that. And then I just sit here and I kind of rub it into my skin. Now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to keep your head tilted up like this so that it can kind of pull the skin. And I don't know, it just says, that's what it says on the instructions. So I do it, but I do notice it works better. But what, it's kind of like when people were using the hemorrhoid cream under your eyes, it helps with the puffiness and stuff like that, but it's not permanent. There's something in this here. There's some active ingredient that helps to firm it up, but it's not a long firming. Like it's not like, okay, it firms up and then it's always going to be like that. You have to use it twice a day in order to get the max results. As soon as you stop, you're not going to get, like it's going to go back to the same. So it's not like it's reversing the hands of time. It's really just tightening that area for a small amount of time. But if you keep doing it, then it will continue to tighten, if that makes sense. But I really like it. It is not cheap. I think it was like $70. I'll put it up here on the screen. But it is definitely something that I will be repurchasing because I do notice a difference in my skin. And I like the way that it feels as though it is plumping up my skin. It's helping with elasticity. And I think that if I continue to do it, it's going to, again, not turn back the hands of time, but it's going to help from further damage being caused while I'm working on getting these fixed. So really, really like this. So next I go in with the Mary Kay TIMEWISE Repair VOLU-FIRM Day Cream. This has Sun SPF 30 in it. I absolutely love this stuff. It's thick. It's kind of sunscreeny feeling. Like when you put it on, it's like, oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's very thick, but I love it because it does go into your skin relatively quickly. So, and it doesn't combat against my makeup. I never feel as though I get peely or anything like that. It does absorb really quickly. Now, what I do is I always take it down to my neck because of the treatments. I don't know. I don't think there's retinol in it. I think it's retinol-like, but I still want to be self-conscious or aware of my neck. And I want to make sure that I protect it just as easily as my face because that's a lot of where the aging is coming from when you get the sun on there. So I just kind of took it through and I am going up with my skin. You don't want to pull down because then it just drags your skin down. Gravity's out doing that. So you can see it just goes in. Now I also will go in because I'm using, or I have a little bit of my skin showing. I just want to protect that area. Now that, and I know people are going to say you should always use sunscreen. I don't go out that often. So like on a day-to-day, I only use that because I work from home. I don't go out. And when I do go out, I'm under my porch. I don't get a lot of sun exposure, so I don't wear sunscreen on a normal day. But if I was going out, I was going to be exposed with the sun, then I would put a sunscreen on. I don't have it here because it's now summer and I need to find one. But would recommend, that is not the only thing that's going to protect your skin, would recommend adding a sunscreen as well if you're somebody who goes out in the sun or goes outside a lot. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Usually I'm doing different things. Like I never just sit down and just do it like this one from, start to finish. I'm usually brushing my teeth, getting my clothes, whatever. And that way it kind of gives a little bit of drying time between because I do like it to absorb a little bit before I go in. So the last thing that I do, and it's not really skincare, it's kind of going into the makeup routine, but I feel like it's a transitional product. But this is the Mary Kay Foundation Primer Sunscreen. This also has SPF 15 in it, but I really like this stuff. I shouldn't say that. I have only started using a primer within the last couple of years just because my skin is so dry and I'm always looking for something to hydrate my skin. Now, I do absolutely love the Jaclyn Hill, what is this called? Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. This is amazing. And if you have dry skin, this will make you glow like a disco ball. It is so, so nice. But I find that I tend to overdo it. So in my collection, I had the foundation primer. And so if you followed me for a bit, you know, I no longer sell Mary Kay, but I was like, hey, you know, I've never tried this before, but there's people that absolutely rave about it. Tried it, absolutely love it. Now, I do believe there is silicone in here. It doesn't have the ingredients on here, but when I put it out, it just looks and feels as though there's silicone. Now, I will tell you that normally silicone type products break me out. I normally get like little bumps, not like full on pimples, but like texture. I have not gotten anything with this foundation primer, and I've probably been using it for at least a month now, and I really, really like it. I feel like it does a good job of creating that nice base. I feel like my makeup does have that longevity. I feel like it lasts longer. I feel like it kind of almost creates a barrier to help my skincare stick in, or keep it in, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like it actually creates a barrier and my skin feels more hydrated after using it. And then plus my skin, I wouldn't say it feels like a baby's bottom. It doesn't have like that smooth, like pore perfecting kind of look, but it does remind me a little bit of silicone. But like I said, I normally break out with silicone. I haven't, but I really, really like this stuff. If you're looking for a foundation primer, definitely would recommend trying this out because I just feel like it checks all the boxes off and it is relatively affordable and it just does a really, really good job. Okay, so that is it. That is my AM anti-aging skincare routine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully that helps answer some of your questions for those of you who have been reaching out asking what I do for skincare. Even though I no longer sell Mary Kay, I still think their skincare products are amazing. And I feel like this regimen that I have now, obviously yours is going to be different. You may not be experiencing the same skin concerns as I am, so you're going to have to tweak those products. But I feel like this regimen right now is amazing. I feel like my skin is in a really, really good place. Still have things to work on, but I feel like it's well-rounded and it works for me. But like I said, you're going to have to try to figure out what works for you, but would highly recommend the TIMEWISE Repair Night and Day Cream because I do feel like it has made such a difference in my skin. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye.